Hello VSG and WLS YouTubers, this is VSG Zac and I'm bringing you my week 28 post-op update. Last week I weighed in at 261.4 pounds, which was the same weight that I weighed the previous week, so I didn't show a loss in week 27. Now this is the same guy who kind of got all mental because I had lost one week maybe a half a pound. I wasn't happy with that. So why am I not freaking out this time around? Basically, I've finally granted myself permission not to have a self-imposed weight loss timetable. Okay, I know that there are weeks where I feel like I've done everything right, but don't see a change on the scale for that week. It's just not worth getting upset over. The weight will come off. I'm confident of that. And I know I'm going to eventually get to my goal. If it takes me another 12 months to lose 60 pounds, then it takes me another 12 months to lose 60 pounds. I mean, there's just no sense in worrying about it. You know, in the past, I would always tend to make unrealistic goals for myself, and especially in Weight Watchers, I did that all the time. Even though they advocated not doing that, obviously, I always caught myself doing it. And that always led to failures early on in the weight loss process. So I'd give up and go back to my regular eating habits. I have enjoyed a lot of success with this procedure. And I put my full trust in the process. It happens when it happens, and there's no turning back. But who the hell would want to at this point? So last week I was 261.4. This week my weight is 258.8. That's a 1 week loss of 2.6 pounds and an overall weight loss of 133.8. I'm going to take this opportunity to add 2 more pounds to my jar. Alright. And by the way, thanks. I got lots of positive feedback on that, on the visual representation of the weight loss using those glass beads. If you end up doing it yourself, please share on your next post. I'd love to see that. So over the last week or so, I've been very bad about getting to the gym. My hours at work changed slightly, and now I'm going in 30 minutes earlier than I used to. And you wouldn't think that'd be a really big deal, but I'm having to set my alarm clock for 3:30 a.m. to get a workout in before I go to work. And this body just is not cooperating. So starting tomorrow, I'm rededicating myself to physical activity. I'm going to bite the bullet and go to the gym after work. I hate crowds. And going in the morning is so nice because there really aren't a lot of people there that early in the morning. But, if I can't make it there at that time of day, I have to go sometime, I also mentioned last week that I was going to be following Joe Manganiello's, and I hope I'm not mispronouncing his last name, his book Evolution. Well, once I got past all the pretty pictures, I started looking at what was going to be required of me in the 6-week program, and it's going to be a real challenge. They make you do pull-ups. I mean, that just makes me flash back to phys ed class when I was a kid. The best I could ever do was just hang on to the bar for a couple seconds with my arms fully extended, and then let go. I mean, there was no way I was able to lift anything, any of that body weight up even an inch for that matter. Which reminds me of that damned rope. That rope that they made you climb, that I could, if I jumped up and grabbed, I'd slide down really quick, and that was the extent of my capabilities on that. So, phys ed actually was a pretty traumatic time for me. In between, being picked last for teams, unless of course it was for something like tug of war. Of course, you'd want me as your anchor. I even had my arm broken playing flag football. Yes, broken arm, flag football. But anyway, apparently I have some unresolved issues with that part of my life. But those would actually be really good NSVs if I could get to the point where when I get to the point where I can do pull-ups and maybe climb a rope. then those would be awesome NSVs. So that's something for me to keep in mind and shoot for. But I digress. I'm going to go ahead and start the evolution program tomorrow. I'm going to do what I can do while maintaining the best form of each exercise. You know, if it takes me more than 6 weeks, then it takes me more than 6 weeks. On an interpersonal note, my partner Michael did watch my 6-month update last week, and while we still haven't sat down and discussed the issue, I have seen some behavioral changes on his part, so I do definitely appreciate that effort, but we still need to sit down and discuss. So he's off next week, so there'll be plenty of time to talk that issue through. That's really all I have for this week. If you haven't seen Austin Hoshino's, aka Mike's, skydiving video, you need to check it out. I'll post a link to it in my comment section below. What a way to celebrate your 1-year surgiversary. You know, congrats, Mike. You have been a true inspiration to me, and I always look forward to your comments. You just completely rocked the entire process, and I'm so proud of you. To everybody that's having or has recently had their procedure, congrats, and I'm so excited for you. You know, just follow your doctor's guidelines and believe and trust in the process, and it'll work. I really think it will for you. And remember, nothing tastes as good as being healthy feels. See you next week. Bye.